Cinderella is a story, that explains the same type of relationship I'm having, where you have somebody with empathy surrounded in a family system that doesn't have any empathy. The head narc in this system was stepmom. Also, Daniel in the Lion's Den is another story that reflects the same concept of gang stalking. I'm displaying from the Bible. Joseph, and I'm not a Christian, but Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, and then eventually he became king of Egypt or something like that. So a lot of the very fundamental stories and for our culture actually points to gang stalking. Gang stalking is just a modern day terminology for you being surrounded in darkness. There's another term for this, being surrounded in darkness. There's a song called "If Heaven Wasn't Promised to Me," and the hook says, "I was living in a world of darkness, and now he brought me the light." The darkness is being surrounded by a group of these sick narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths, because that's exactly what they do. They change reality and leave you alienated, so you never know what's going on. Because they're always changing the values, you get disruptions in your prefrontal cortex. Why? Because when they change reality, it becomes a system that's allowed to dump a lot of misinformation into your brain. And when your brain takes that misinformation as if it's real, and render your reality, you render a completely different reality from the people around them. And they use this technique to isolate you and alienate you for that. Your memory does not filter what's valid and what's not information. So it just takes it in and then adds it into the whole pie. And that's the strategy that narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths have been using when they'll change their opinion about something, and everybody else will get updated on their new viewpoint, but everybody leaves you out of the viewpoint, right? And they make sure they keep their network secured so that new viewpoint doesn't leak out to you, and so you don't get updated on a new viewpoint. That way, when you engage with any one of the people in this network, you're not going to have any of the information, so your brain is going to constantly render a completely different reality than theirs. And that's the state that they want to keep you in order to create a state of alienation. Now, alienation is one of these things that you cannot dissipate the alienation. Even if you are in a crowd, you cannot dissipate the alienation, because the alienation depends upon reuniting you with the reality. That's the basis of what they're trying to do.